Good morning, all of you. Multi-threading is a very important concept. That's why whatever the topics we have discussed in the previous session, how to create a thread and different ways of creating a thread, what is the purpose of a thread. So I want to discuss these all topics with some exercise problems. Then you can better understand how this particular multi-threading is actually going to work. So it's very important concept. That's why with some sample problems we will discuss about the multi-threading in depth. See this. By seeing this question, can you guess the what is the output of this program? So here I will just explain, then you can guess what may be the output of the program. So here what we are doing is I have a test class which is extending the thread, and it is also providing the body for the run method. After that, I have another class, my class. Within that, I have the main method, which is my driver class. So within that, for the test class, I am creating one object, and with the help of the object, I am calling the start method. So test class is the extending the thread class. That's why it is having the start method and run method also. Now, if I call start, what is going to happen? So what is the options we are given is in this particular program, one thread is created or two threads are created, or it depends upon system, no thread is created. So the answer here is, you may think that only one thread is created, but there are two threads are created. What are the two threads is, I already discussed that main is also one thread, or main is also one thread. Again, for the test class we are creating the another thread. That's why here two threads are created. So this is the output of this program. Next, see the second program. Now here I have another test class, same program, and I'm extending the thread class, and I again implemented the run method by providing the body, and here I have created one object t for the test class, and here I am calling t dot run. What is going to happen? So when I call t dot run, what is going to happen is the run method may be called and it is going to print output. But the options are not what is the output, whether I got the run or what. Here my question is, one thread is created, two thread is created, or depending upon system, and no thread is created. Can you guess what is the answer? The answer here is one thread is created. Why? Because here we are not using the method t dot start off. T dot start off is not called here. That is the reason why only the main thread is there. There is no thread for the test class. We are created only object. That object, with the help of the object, we are not called. So that's why second thread is not created. Only one thread is created. That is the answer for this question. Next, see this program. Okay, what is the answer for this program? See, what we are doing here is, again I have a test class. Within that I have a run method. It is printing the simple message run, and here I have test t is equal to new test of. I am calling here t dot start. Everything is correct about the program. So what is the output of the program? It is main run or run main, or depend upon the program, or depend upon Java virtual machine. So what normally we think is, so first of all t dot start, immediately the main method is going to execute. The main is going to print out, then with the help of t dot start, run is also called. It may be so. Otherwise t dot start is called run. Start will call automatically run method. That's why the output may be run, and after that we get the main. But here we will not guarantee that whether the output is main run or run main. The output is depending upon the Java virtual machine. Here the output is depending upon the Java virtual machine. That is the output of this program. And next, see here, I have another example. Can you guess what is the output of this program? Think. So what is the output of this program is, here I have my test class. It is implementing the runnable interface. So runnable is interface is having abstract run method. For that I am providing the body. And now in my class, for the test class, I have created one object and I am simply calling what t dot start. So what is the output of t dot start? And I'm simply perform system dot out dot println. What is the output of the program? Can you guess? It is main run or run main. Compile time error depends upon JVM. What is your answer? If you think that main run or run main or depend upon JVM, it's pure wrong. The answer is compile time error. Why this answer is compile time error is, so here my test class is implementing the runnable interface. In the runnable interface, there is only run abstract method only. There is another method. Okay, in the test class, can we have any start method? No. Without having the start method in the test class, if you call t dot start, the compiler can generate error cannot find symbol. This is the error we are going to got. Next, see this program. What is the previous program itself? A small modification we have done here. Can you guess what is the output of this program? So here I have thread class object t1, and with the help of the object I am calling t1 dot start, and after that I am running main. So what is the output of this program? It is a compile time error or run main or main or run what? Here the output of the program is only main. Why? Because here, see, very important concept. Listen, here for thread class I created the object t1 and I am simply calling t1 dot start. So there is no, so automatically what will happen is this t1 dot start is going to call the run method of the thread class. But here the test class is implementing the runnable interface. It is not extending the thread class. So that is the reason why compiler calls the run method of the thread class. So the automatic system code will be there in the particular run method. Nothing is going to be. So what happens? The output we get only main. So this particular run is not called. If you want to expecting the output as the run main or main run, what is the, so the answer is main. Now if you want to work out get the output run also, how we can get is, now we need to create the object test. For test class, test t is equal to new test of, then the t object we need to pass to this particular thread class. Then if we call t1 dot start, then the t1 dot start will call the run method. Then only we will get the output either run main or main run. So see, what is the next program? So what is the next program is here is, I have a multi-thread program is there. I have a multi-thread programming. So here what is the output of this program? The output of this program is, here what I am doing is, for thread class I am creating an object t, and the t object what I am assigning is thread dot current thread. Whatever the current thread, what the current thread, main is the current thread we are running. So the details about that particular main thread is going to store in the t. So if I go with the system.out.println t, so what is the output I got is, I will get the output as thread of main 5 comma main. So what is the meaning of this particular thread main 5 comma main? I will explain once. So what is this is, this particular main is name of our thread, and the 5 is nothing but the priority given by the Java compiler for this particular thread. Default priority for each and every thread in Java programming is 5. Next, what is this particular main is, normally we have a facility called as grouping of threads. So what we can do is, we can create set of threads and we can make the set of threads under one single group. So we have not created here any thread group. That is the reason why the default name for the thread group it is taken is the main. So that is the meaning of thread of main comma 5 comma 9. See, so next program is this. Can you guess what is the output of this particular program? So I will explain here. So what is the output of this particular program is here. What I am doing is I have a class called as myRunnable. It is implementing the runnable interface, and the runnable interface abstract method run has been implemented with this particular piece of code. What it is going to do, it is going to print the I values, and for I equal to 0, I want two iterations, and after that is going to print the current thread name. What are the thread is going to execute, that name we can retrieve with the help of this particular method thread dot current thread of get name. So this method will give the name of the thread. So this is the piece of code which you written in the run method. And now within my driver class, what I have written is, for myRunnable I have created an object called as the runnable, and after that I am simply, the first statement of the program output we are going to get is start main method. Then after that I am creating the object for the thread class, that is thread 1 and thread 2. And while creating the objects, making the relationship with the thread and runnable class, the runnable class object runnable I am passing as a parameter for the my thread class. So automatically the thread class is having the link with the this particular myRunnable class. Now once I call this particular call thread1.start, what is going to happen is, already the thread1 is object associated with the runnable object internally. So the particular runnable class run method is going to be called up. Like that, I am also called thread2.start. It is also calls the run method with respect to the thread2 class. So like this, so automatically after that we got the output end main method. So like this we got the different types of outputs. So here I got start main method, end main method, and for all the thread1 iteration and thread2 iteration I will got these values. So these values may be vary. For example, sometimes we may get the first thread and second thread, or sometimes second thread is going to execute after. So how these operations are going to execute, maybe order maybe changes, but the output remains same. So we got this is the output of the previous program whatever I have been shown. So why these outputs varies is, the only reason is depending on thread priority and what kind of scheduling the internal operating system at particular period of time. Depending upon that, the outputs are varies. So next question is a very important question in Java programming. That is a famous interview question also. Why runnable interface is preferable than extending the thread class? So what is this is, so previously while creating threads I have told that there are two possible ways for creating the threads. One is by extending thread class, and second one is by using the runnable interface. Now what is the question in interviews you may expect is, having the thread class, what is the need of creating the creating thread by using runnable? What is the unnecessarily you are doing? So what here in see this program, so here what we are doing is we are implementing the runnable interface, and again we are creating the object for the runnable class. myRunnable, for myRunnable class I am creating the object runnable, and that object again I am passing for thread class. So unnecessarily we are doing so many activities. Why this stuff is required? What is the main reason behind is, for example, see this particular program. Now I can explain. Now for example, so this is the this is a solution. What are the problem we are having? For that is a solution. For example, if your class, here I have a class, my class is extending S class. For example, if my class is extending thread, if my class is extending the thread class, for example there is no implements runnable, if my class is extending thread class, then what is going to happen is, if I want to use for my class, I want to make the S class as the parent class. That is, whatever the properties in the S class I want to inherit into my class is not possible. Why? Because Java doesn't support multiple. At a time we have only single parent only. That is the reason why whenever if your thread class wants to extend any another class, it is not possible. Why? Because Java doesn't support multiple. So for that purpose only, the Java has provided this concept. So what you can do is the thread features we can acquire by implementing the runnable interface, and automatically your extends you have the possibility to inherit the another class. So what you can do is extends S class. So this is the advantage of using the runnable interface. So rather than using the extends thread, why we are going for implements the runnable is, if your class is extended thread class, it is not possible for us importing the features from the any other parent classes. So that is the main reason behind, rather than using extend thread, we can use implements runnable. So all of you understand. So next concept is, for example, if you are given a question, write a Java program that creates 3 threads. The first thread displays good morning, and second thread is going to display hello, and third thread is going to display welcome. But what is the thing is given is, the good morning has to come for every 1 second. Good morning has to come for every 1 second, and hello has to come for every 2 seconds, and welcome has to come for every 3 seconds. Like that, delay has to be come. So how to do this kind of program, I can explain very simply. So in threads we have the concept called as the multi-threading. So with the help of that, see this, what I am doing is, I have one class A which is extending the thread, and in the run method, so what I am simply doing is, so unlimited number of times my loop has to be executed. That's why I am using infinite loop. Within that, I have mentioned the method sleep on. Why? Because my first thread has to be give my output for after 1 second. So for that, I am going to mention 1000 milliseconds. It prints good morning. And next, I have created another thread by extending the thread class. So within that, within the run method, again I have mentioned sleep to. Why here I have required output for 2 seconds. That is the reason why I given sleep of 2000. And after that, I given system.println hello. Why? Because second thread need to print hello. So like this, I have created same code I have created. So class A extend threads, and in the run method, whatever the what we have to do, that you have to write within the run method only. If this is any generates any exception, that's the reason why I am putting it in the block called as a try block. And here I am catching exception. This particular exception I have mentioned is the very general exception. If you are not interested with the general exception, you can also go with the exception called as interrupt exception also. According to your, you can mention. So most general, to catch all kind of problems, I have mentioned as exception E. So like this, second I have created third thread also, and it is prints a message welcome for every 3000 milliseconds. So like this, I have created 3 classes. Now what simply I have done is, for A class I have created one object, B class object T2, C class object T3. Simply I am calling T1.start, T2.start, and T3.start. These start methods are automatically called the run method, while the run method is going to call the code whatever I have written here, it is going to execute. Let us see the output. See, first 1 second good morning, for second hello, and for 3 seconds welcome. So like this, I am getting the different outputs. So take how many number of times this particular welcome is coming. Welcome is coming very little bit. More number of times good morning is coming. Why? Because it is executing for every 1 second. Hello is executing for 2 seconds, and welcome is executing for every 3. So that's why I have more good mornings. So while one welcome is coming, I am getting 2 good mornings. So like this, the program has. So it is how we can. If you want to stop the iteration, you can simply press Ctrl, so you can come out of this particular execution. I have used the infinite while loop. That is the reason why the program is continuously working. See the next question. So can you guess what is the output of this particular program? So what is the output of this particular program is, I have mentioned thread T is equal to new thread of new thread S2. So whatever the runtime object is created, the runtime object I am passing for the my thread class. So why I am doing this is, here my threads2 is implementing the runnable. So that is the reason why I need to pass my object as a parameter for the thread class. So if this particular program is going to execute, what will happen is, the first we will get the statement the end of method. Then after that, the run method is going to call while, because I am calling t.start Why? So they're going to print run. Then after that, here I am throwing an exception called as runtime exception. Throw new runtime exception and problem. So the output you are going to get is end of method, and after that run, and after that you're going to get a runtime exception problem. So this is how the program output, or it may be like this also. First you're going to get run, then after that end of main method, then after that you will get the runtime exception output. So this is how this program is going to be executed. And next, so can you guess what is the output of this particular program? So what is the guess? You're thinking that any compile time error is going? No, the output is not a compile time error. Program successfully is going to execute, and the output we're going to get is running will be printed for 3 times. Why? Because simple, I'll explain. So here I am passing again the same concept, runnable class I am using. That is the reason why I am passing the object for the thread class. Here simply I am calling t.run. Automatically the run method will be called prints the running. Again t.run, running method running, and again I am calling what, t.start, indirectly to call the run method. So that's why I got 3 times running, running, running. So this is the output of this particular program. So next, see this program. Can you guess what is the output of this program? Many of you thinking that for this particular program the output is my thread. The output is my thread. Why? Because here I am creating the object thread t is equal to new my thread of. So while the constructor is going to call, then automatically we get the output. It's going to print my thread. Then after that I am calling the public void run. Public void run system dot out dot. So what with the output? So you here I am calling t dot start. So t dot start is going to call the run method. So automatically the run method is calling system dot out dot print. The output is bar. You may think that the output is my thread bar. The output dot my thread bar. So it is not my thread bars. Why? Because the run method is not, whatever the run method I'm calling is, I'm not passing any parameter. It's a overload concept, and not, it is not my thread bars. The output is my thread. The output is my thread foo. Why? Because here I am using anonymous inner class. So while creating the thread, see, thread t is equal to new my thread of, open the parenthesis, open the flower bracket, within that I am calling the run method. That is the reason. So whatever the run method I have implemented in this particular my thread class, it is overridden with the help of the new code called as system.out.print of few. So whatever the code we have written system.out.print bar, it is override with the new code with the help of the new inner anonymous classes. That is the reason why we got the output is my thread. So by this you are familiar with the many how these particular threads are going to be executed. Like this, there are so many number of examples. By practicing it only, you can acquire how these exactly threads are going to function. Threads are very important concept. That's why I have taken extra session. So how these threads are going to be executed. Thank you very much.